sunset light, what so proudly hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, save us that star-spangled banner yet wave, for the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Hey, Barbara. Tonight's national anthem is brought to you by Community National Bank. And now, tonight's starting lineup brought to you by Commercial Bank. Your starting Pirate offense, number 1, wide receiver Calvin Jackson. Number 3, quarterback Malik Henry. Number 5, running back Raheem Boyd. Number 8, wide receiver Marquel Odom. Number 16, kicker Paul Wolf. Number 55, offensive lineman Isaiah Edwards. Number 70, offensive lineman Aaron Reynolds. Number 74 on offensive line, Kiko Fa'amasui. Number 75, offensive lineman Gary Buckmaster. Number 77, offensive line, Keith Williams. And number 85, tight end, Bryson Cannon. On defense, number 1, defensive back, Dorian Williams. On number 4, linebacker, Tim Faison. Number 5, defensive lineman, Emmett Gooden. Number 8, defensive back, Delrick Abrams. Number 9, defensive back, Dior Johnson. Number 11, defensive lineman, Jermaine Johnson. Number 17, defensive back, Zedrick Raymond. Number 26, defensive back, Christopher Bell. Number 33, linebacker, Kierlan Josen. Number 53, defensive line, Creo Argue. Number 92, defensive line, Juan Blankenship. Result of the coin toss. It's Independent set to receive. Back deep for the Pirates, number 4, Marquise King, and number 8, Sean Applewhite. Tonight's opening kickoff brought to you. Tonight's cannon blast will be brought to you by Harry Carl Johnson. Remember that name, folks, Harry Carl Johnson. Sean Applewhite on return. Result of the return brings the ball out to the 21-yard line. Grab brought to you by Hugo's Industrial Supply. Hugo's Industrial Supply. Henry's pass complete. Gain of 4 on the play. Applewhite with the reception. Brings up 2nd and 6 from the 26-yard line. Handoff on the left side. 8 and 1 on the play. Brings up 3rd and 5 for the Pirates. Henry's pass complete.
is the second leading rusher on this team. He is nearing the 300-yard mark on the season. Got 4 on that carry into Hutchinson country.
Lots of room through the defensive line, but what a stop by Caleb Bryce. That's a name you can look forward to hearing a lot tonight, along with the likes of Drew Harvey.
Henry rubs his hands together, claps the signal to take the snap, and the Dragons get into the backfield and stop for no gain the run by Jamal Scott. It'll be third down, still about 6.
Good penetration that time by Devontae Jest, able to trip him up enough on the ankles to leave that as a short gain.
Actually more like third down and 7. Might have lost a yard on that carry. 2 wideouts to the left, 1 to the right. Malik Henry with his running back on his right hip. Awaits the snap. Looks left. Unloads over the middle. It is caught close to a first down. Dragons are right there to cover up immediately, but I think Carlos Thompson broke the plane of the line to gain for a first down, and that is indeed the call. And right now this quarterback, Malik Henry, looks pretty sharp.
Well, you can see it on his throws to the sidelines that are much farther throws, and the pinpoint accuracy and on a rope, as a lot of people would describe it.
Right, a third first down in this drive. Hands off, and a pretty good gain. Running low to the ground is Jamal Scott. And Scott, who looked like he might go down after a very short gain, picks up instead 5 yards on the carry. And the Pirates, moving ever closer to that Hutchinson goal, now find themselves at the Hutch 37.
Yeah, it looked like he was in a cloud of 3 Blue Dragons, and finally Drew Harvey was able to hang on enough to bring him down.
Might go with a run again with second down and 4. Henry ready for the snap. Instead, throws it out to the left. Nice grab. Short gain on the. Again, they find Tillman on the right side. Not very accurate here early on. It is 3rd and 2 at the Hutch 34.
We'll see if Indy goes to the ground here. Last third down opportunities, they went to the air, but this is a team that 63% of their first downs have come in the run game.
Henry looks at a note, scratched on his wrist, looks over at the sideline, ready to go. 4 yards back in the shotgun, takes the snap, hands off to his running back, and he didn't get the first down, so it'll be decision time. Pickup of not much at all. That was Rakeem Boyd on the carry. It'll be 4th down and still about 3 yards to go. Pirates will go for it. Big chance for Hutchinson's defense to get the Pirate offense off the field. 3 wideouts to the left side. And quarterback Malik Henry has been sharp throwing the football. Man in motion across the formation, left to right. Henry takes the comes, unloads it in the middle of the field, incomplete, and the Dragons will take over on downs. Pressure came. Henry tried to find Carlos Thompson in the middle of the field, couldn't make connections, and the Blue Dragons will take over the football at the 35-yard line.
And boy, was it ever there. If he catches that pass and it's on target, he has a long way to run, but enough pressure supplied by the Blue Dragon defense to keep that pass off target. 67% coming into this game is Independence on 4th down, now 10 for 16 on the year.
Cam Jones is the Hutchinson quarterback, coming off one of his least promising performances of the year a week ago. Pitches it deep. Emmons tries to get to the right edge. Arms a player and is run out of bounds after a gain of about 5. B.J. Emmons, who came here from the University of Alabama a year ago, gets 6 on the first down carry. Out to the 41-yard line. Dragons again trying to put the thoughts of a subpar performance a week ago behind them. 2 wideouts to the left side. Jones in the shotgun. Hands off. And it is Emmons spinning and getting close to a first down. It's going to depend on the spot. I think he may have a first down at the 45-yard line. And the officials concur. So the Dragons moving the football so far on the ground. Neither team has scored. We have 8 minutes to play in the first quarter. And Hutchinson and Independence battling for the league lead. Blue Dragons on first down at their own 45-yard line. Will they keep it on the ground? Man in motion across the formation. They pitch it to him and turning the corner and making a nice gain, battling his way for 7 or 8 yards. Jalen Irwin on the reverse.
He was probably stopped about 3 yards into the run, but he was able to split 2 defenders and get the extra yardage.
So the Dragons put themselves in a good position at the Pirate 47-yard line, 2nd down and 2. Wide to the near side of the field, Marquise Whitmire. Jones under center, hands off. Dragons will pick up the first down on the run. 3 hard-earned yards to the 44-yard line, enough to net a Hutchinson first down. I think that continues to be Emmons on the carry. It was. So his running has picked up a couple of first downs for the Blue Dragons.
Yeah,
that time helped out greatly by Irwin.
Waller's going to check into the ball game now, so you got a different running back there.
All right, Deshaun stands alongside. Jones gets a handoff, takes it to the right side, finds a hole, slips through it. He's at the 30, he's at the 25, and tripped up and falls forward to the 22-yard line. It is a gain of about 22 yards, and Hutchinson with something going early on.
He just kind of has that home run hitting ability every time he gets the ball, doesn't he? When he sees a little bit of space, he can break off the long run. Coming up a little bit gimpy that time, Matt David down there, one of the linemen, limping back to the huddle.
And that offensive line is a spot getting to be very Jones under center. Hands off, and a little bit of room in the middle of the field, and Otis gets about 3 on that first down carry. Deshaun Waller gets 3 on that first down carry. 2nd down, football at the 20-yard line. Game scoreless, 6 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Pretty fast-moving quarter.
Blue Dragons have been doing a good job of converting and getting those first downs on 2nd down, which you'd like to see them do more of. Last 2 games, 3 for 25 on 3rd down conversions.
2nd down might be more like 8 yards to go. Cam Jones takes the snap, takes it himself, runs down the sideline, runs for an apparent first down. The Blue Dragons are doing a dandy job of keeping the ball moving downfield with their feet.
And you don't see that a lot from Cam Jones, do you? Pulling it down and taking off like that. Looks like it was as if he'd been doing that all season long with the confidence he pulled it down.
Takes it down to the 11-yard line. Dragons can pick up a first down at the 1 should it come to that. Emmons back in the game for the Blue Dragons. Gets the carry, battles for what he can in the middle of the field. It's not a lot. Pirates stack him up after a very short game. 2nd down and 9, football at the 10-yard line of the Pirates. One would think imperative that Hutchinson come away with points on this drive.
Oh, yeah, you'd hate to see such a hot start and with no points.
Now Jones shifts out to the right side, and it's a direct snap to Emmons, and Emmons, working out of the Wildcat, able to get just 2 to the 8-yard line. It'll be 3rd down and still 7 yards to go.
And here we go. See if the Blue Dragons can get a 3rd down conversion. 0 for 12 last week against Butler. Weeks ago, only converted 3 times out of 13.
Big play in the first quarter. Neither team has scored. Hutchinson at the 8 of the Pirates with a 3rd down, needing to get at least to the 1. Jones throws it backwards, caught at the 10-yard line, taken down, close to a first down. I think they're going to say that Waller is down at the 2, And although that was a pass play, it was thrown backwards, so that'll be a running yardage attributed to Waller. It is 4th down and 1 at the 2-yard line.
Yeah, and with confidence in your defense, I think this is a spot you go for it if you're the Blue Dragons.
4th down and 1 at the 2. Big moment early in this football game from Independence. Dragons do split a couple of wideouts to each side. Jones taking a long time, going to have to hurry to get it off. Didn't get it off. Unless Hutch got a timeout, and I think Hutch did. Well, that saves a 5-yard walk-off. Dragons will take a break, as will we. We return to Indy in half a minute.
We all like to save money when and where we can, right? You can do that every day at Salt City Pawn and Jewelry. Hi, this is owner Paul Phillips inviting you to stop in and say hi to our friendly staff. And while you're here, check out over 3,000 square feet of great merchandise priced at outstanding. We don't have to offer huge sale prices for one day only when we do that on a daily basis. Cars and amps, jewelry, and more. See us at 916 East 4th and Hutch, just east of 4th and Severance. We're proud to be alumni and supporters of all Blue Dragon athletics.
All right, it is a 4th down and 1 for the Blue Dragons at the 2-yard line. And one would expect that the Dragons will disdain the field goal, although Mr. Niemeyer has been very, very good in that category. Dragons will go for it. Everybody in tight, save for a wide out to the right side. B.J. Emmons is the running back. Dragons line up in the I. Cam Jones under center. Hands off to Emmons. Emmons slanting left, did not get it. It depends on the spot, but I don't think he got it. And the Dragons are turned away on a tremendous. Got to a 4th and 1 at the 2. Couldn't pick it up.
Tim Faison able to read it and break right through and make a short tackle for his 3rd tackle for loss on the season.
Oh, those are moments that really hurt. The Dragons almost certainly could have had 3, tried for 6, and got nothing.
Well, and I think if they get that penalty instead of taking a timeout, and that backs them up 5, they may have kicked it. What's strange, and maybe it's because they think Independence has enough tape on it, a lot of times in those goal-to-go situations, they break huddle quickly and go to that power dragon with Emmons taking the snap. They didn't do that either time, instead opting for a traditional snap.
Malik Henry takes a snap in his end zone, loads it up, throws it long, got a receiver behind Dragon defender, but not able to track it down. Wow.
Carlos Thompson, he had the path. It was broken. He got out ahead of Jerry Jacobs, and just out of his reach.
And this is a Pirate team that has a lot of confidence in the quarterback. That ball was thrown from about 5 yards deep in the end zone. Pretty much on target at the 35-yard line. Now it is a 2nd down and 10. Dragons would love to hold here, force a punt, and get good field position. Henry takes the snap, hands off. This is a running play. And a gain out close to the 5-yard line. Ball carrier was Rakeem Boyd, and he did get 3 to the 5. It is 3rd down and 7. Personnel, a couple of folks coming in from the sideline. Big play again for both teams. We're down to 2.5 minutes to play in the first quarter. Nobody has scored. Hutchinson and Independent in Jayhawk Conference action. Or excuse me, Henry does. Takes the snap, loads it up, throws it in the middle of the field. It is caught for a 1st down. Out at the 15-yard line by Carlos Thompson. He takes it forward to the 20, and the Pirates get out of jail.
That's why he's the leading receiver, kind of the go-to guy in those situations. The Blue Dragons have done a great job tonight forcing 3rd and longs. The only problem is 3 times now, Pirates able to move the sticks through the air.
At the 19, with a 1st down, Malik Henry, the young man from Inglewood, California, has a back with him. and hands it off to Boyd, and Boyd breaks a tackle. 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 45, and run out of bounds at the Blue Dragon 40-yard line. Rakeem Boyd is a jet. I mean, those legs were pumping as he went down that left sideline.
No stranger to long runs. Has a long of 98 on the season, and boy, you saw that speed. Once he got through the second level, through those linebackers, he was off to the races. And in fact, Michael Witherspoon was trying to judge how to make the tackle, and it looked like he was caught in quickstand, just trying to judge how fast this runner really was.
It's a 39-yard pickup to the Hutchinson 42-yard line. And Boyd's going to get another chance at another big hole. 30, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown Independence. Well, the Blue Dragons don't pick up a 4th down and 1 at the 2, and it's promptly followed by a 98-yard scoring drive by the Independence Pirates. How often does a failure on offense lead to momentum and points the other direction? Give credit to the Pirates. They complete a key pass on 3rd down, and the rest of it is all Rakeem Boyd.
Yeah, over 500 yards on the season now for that young man after that series.
Blue Dragon defenders were just blown away. The extra point is up and good, and the Independence Pirates, with 1:13 to play in the first quarter, have a 7-0 advantage. More football from Indy after this.
HCC Sports is brought to you by the Sportscaster Club members, Portfolio Recovery Associates, Dr. Robert Epp of the Hutchinson Clinic, Barkley Plumbing, Vernon Chiropractic Center, Tim and Gina Ritter, along with Brian Strange of the Green Vision Group, Sutton Kaufman Transmission Service, Wade Patton Insurance, A&A Builders, Bold Office Shares, Mega Manufacturing, MAYB, Mid-America Youth Basketball, Lowen Corporation, and by Mann, Wyatt & Rice, LLC. These Sportscaster Club members help provide funds for HCC scholarships.
Drive in 5 plays. Rakeem Boyd accounting for the final 81 yards of it with 2 runs, the last for a touchdown. And now the Pirates will kick off to a Hutchinson team that moved the football on the ground all the way down to the 2-yard line on its first possession and came away empty as B.J. Emmons couldn't pick it up on a 4th down try. So here comes the Pirate kickoff. And the kick is taken at about the 7-yard line and brought out very quickly to the outside, to the 20, to the 25, to the 30. Nice run back and out of bounds at the 36-yard line for the Blue Dragons. Marcus Edwards.
Yeah, it was a nice wall set up on that left side. A couple of the guys out there, Jalen Irwin and Hunter Sims, able to spring the nice blocks for Edwards around the left side.
And now the Blue Dragons, who were turned away after an impressive drive of their own by that inability to convert a 4th and 1 at the 2, will get a second chance at it, but now the difference is they trail 7-0.
Desmond Jackson now into the game for the first time, leads this team in yards per rush on each carry for 30-plus attempts.
Watson turns it into positive yardage. It's going to depend on where he stepped out of bounds. Appears to be at the 42-yard line, which would mean a 6-yard gain on the initial play of the series.
And it's going to come back. The back judge had a hold on the Blue Dragons over here on the backside.
Well, Blue Dragons last week penalized 18 times for 180 yards. That was a big factor in their loss to Independence. The walk-off will come from the point of the foul. That's the good news. That takes it back to the 33-yard line instead of being stepped off from the line of scrimmage, which would have left you a 1st and 20. Now it's a 1st and 14 at the 32-yard line. Must get to the 46 for a 1st down. Cam Jones stands back in the shotgun, rolling to his left. Another flag. And he puts his head down and tries to get back to the line of scrimmage, doesn't get there. And we'll check the flag for negative yardage.
It'll be an illegal shift.
So the second penalty in as many plays for the Blue Dragons. And I don't think this one's automatically going to be taken because the play went for a loss of about 3 yards.
Yeah, they will decline it.
So it'll be a second down for the Blue Dragons and about 18 yards to go. Let's make it 17 as the ball located at the pretty near the 29-yard line.
Those are the two things the Blue Dragons have to get in check. You know, if you send two guys in motion, be stopped for a full second before you snap the ball. And also make sure you have enough guys on the line of scrimmage. You have to have 7 because they've had some illegal formations over the last few weeks also.
Dragons need a big play. Can they get it? Ball flipped out in the flat. It is caught. Taken out to the 30-yard line. Spin move. And out to the 35-yard line with the reception for the Blue Dragons goes Jalen Irwin.
But there's more flags on the play, guys.
Another hold, it looks like, on that backside. It's that back judge kind of watching the guys coming out in front of the play. He's cleaning up that backside of things and really calling it close.
So the Blue Dragons, assuming this penalty is taken, which it will be, a third flag in a row on the Blue Dragons. We are very near the end of the first quarter, just 14 seconds to go. Independence leading it, and the Blue Dragons right now going, as a result of penalties, in the wrong direction. They put it down at the 22-yard line, at the 21-yard line after the walk-off. It is second down and 25. And the final seconds of the quarter tick away. We've played one at Emmett Field in Independence. And it is the homestanding Pirates with the lead over the Blue Dragons, 7-0. Second quarter from Indy in 1 minute.
For over years, Erickson Custom Building has helped homeowners bring their to life. If you're looking to update a kitchen or bathroom or hoping to remodel your entire home, trust the team at Erickson Custom Building. We create customized plans designed around your dreams, ideas, and budget. For quality and follow-through on any home project, call Erickson Custom Building at 620-585-2816 or visit ericksoncustombldg.com.
The Hutch Medicine Shop and the Hutch Blue Dragons have a lot in common. In addition to our logos both being blue, all 3 pharmacists at the Medicine Shop graduated from HCC. Rick Stone in 1984, Brent Bauman in 2001, and Lacey Stone in 2007. In fact, the Medicine Shop has employed over a dozen HCC students over the past 15 years who are now Kansas pharmacists. The Medicine Shop and the Blue Dragons working together as one team.
It is a second down and 25 for the Blue Dragons as we open the second quarter of this football game with Independence on top, 7-0. Pretty tough situation for the Blue Dragons. Jones looks one way, goes the other way, throws it in the middle of the field, catch made, and then really racked at the 27-yard line. It was Whitmire that caught the pass in the middle of the field. There's another flag on the call.
And it's that illegal block in the back. The Blue Dragons came back on a crackback off of that screen, and there was not enough room to get back around the defender, and the block went right back in the square of his shoulders.
So again, another penalty, another major walk-off, and the Blue Dragons are going to look at second down and about a third of a football field.
Well, those are the types of the plays you like in these situations, those little bubble screens or maybe even a draw to try and pick up as many yards as you can and make it a manageable third down.
All right. Ball fumbled on the handoff. I think the Dragons got it back, but more negative yardage. Now the football will be inside the 10-yard line at the 9. Got to get to the 46. It's third down and 37.
Yeah, it was almost as if Otis Williams didn't believe Cam Jones was going to hand him that ball, and it kind of went into his chest and immediately down on the ground. He was actually about a yard past the ball before he was able to dive back before the defenders got there to recover it, thankfully.
Well, this possession for the Blue Dragons going so dramatically different from the first drive where they came right down the field on the ground. Jones, little short flip ahead. It's complete, but for almost no gain threw it for a pickup of perhaps 4 or 5 yards to Otis Williams. And the Blue Dragons, the Pirates with the lead and in position to get outstanding field position after the Hutchinson punt. And if Donovan Gagan ever needed a big punt, he needs one right here. You don't want to fall behind 2 scores early on. Gagan stands in his own end zone, gets an okay snap, puts off a pretty good punt, needs to take a Hutchinson bounce, and is fielded on the bounce at the 5-yard line. Hutchinson with good punt coverage. Return only of a couple yards to the 42, but outstanding field position for the Independence Pirates.
Oh, that ball bouncing on the offensive side, really, for the Pirates. You would almost think, just let that ball bounce and die wherever it dies. Kind of a risky play by Carlos Thompson to grab that in the middle of traffic. He was fortunate he didn't muff it.
Now Malik Henry comes back out there. He has been impressive. And the running back will be Rakeem Boyd, who accounted for 81 yards on the last scoring drive by the Pirates. Henry stands in that shotgun, hands it off to Boyd, and Boyd tries to make a cut and loses his footing and goes down for no gain.
Already 84 yards in this game for Boyd. He averages 76 yards per game, so he's already eclipsed that. Interesting that he was able to run forward in motion at that snap with no penalty flag, Rusty.
Yep. It is 2nd down and 11 for the Pirates. Takes the snap, hands off to Boyd. Boyd keeps the football, fakes a handoff, fakes the pass, and runs out of bounds back at the 45-yard line, loss on the play. Nice deception on the part of the quarterback. He faked the handoff, faked the pass, couldn't find any good options, ran it out of bounds for a loss of 2 more. It is 3rd down and 13 at the Hutchinson 45.
Well, as you mentioned, neither of these quarterbacks really known for their feet. We saw Cam Jones get off a pretty good run earlier, and the long on the year for Henry is only 9 yards.
Can the Dragons get this offense off? Henry takes a snap, drops back 3 steps, now running with it, throws it upfield, and it is actually thrown out of bounds, incomplete. It'll be 4th down. Pretty good pressure on the part of the Blue Dragons, and a very important stop by that Hutchinson defense.
Well, and credit this Blue Dragon defense for time after time in the early goings of this one, forcing the Pirates into 3rd and longs. You know, we mentioned that they're good at getting the first downs on the ground this year. 63% of those have come in the run game, and today they've been forced to throw on 3rd down.
Marcus Edwards back deep for the Blue Dragons. Paul Wolf is the Independence punter. He averages about 40. The line of scrimmage is the Hutchinson 45-yard line. Good snap, punts off, angle to the right, a fair catch signal, and it's going to roll down, and the Dragons fortunately see it scoot into the end zone. So the ball will come out to the 20-yard line, and Hutchinson will have it for the 3rd time in this football game. Blue Dragons trailing the Pirates of Independence 7-0, 11:37 remaining first half. Glenn, the Blue Dragons need to get something going.
They really do.
We're having some trouble with Glenn's microphone. Lots of electronic gear here with the Netflix people on hand. Jones hands off. Emmons looking for a hole, running laterally. Now turns it upfield, and a pretty nice gain as he explodes out for 9 on that 1st down carry. B.J. Emmons with a big play for the Blue Dragons. Dragons moved it well at the 2-yard line. 2nd drive, they mainly went backwards. And Emmons officially credited more like 8 yards to the 28. Two wideouts to each side of the field for the Blue Dragons. Jones hands off, and room in the middle of the field, and taking advantage of it all the way out to the 38, 39-yard line goes Deshaun Waller. He's the second leading rusher on this team, averaging 5.5 a carry, approaching 350 yards on the season. Dragons move the chains.
Already this drive looking a lot more like the first one, in which they got a lot of their first downs on second down opportunities.
Football situated at the 38. Jones goes under center this time. Fumbles the snap, picks it up, or fumbled the snap, and was fortunate that it was retrieved by one of his teammates. I think that was number 74 that got in there for the Blue Dragons.
Dominic Taylor able to fall on it.
So fumble exchange from center costs the Dragons a couple of yards, but fortunately doesn't cost them the possession. It is second down at the 36. 10 minutes to play in the first half. Late night football from Independence, Kansas, coming your way on Country 102.9. Jones rolling to his right, throws it upfield, throws it away. Couldn't find anybody open, and the Dragons look at a third and long. For Dragons will need to have a big third down play to keep this possession going. The incomplete pass stopping the clock with 9:53 remaining in the second quarter. Again, if you just joined us, it is Independence 7, Hutchinson nothing. Trips to the right for the Blue Dragons. Jones takes a snap, pressure comes, Jones in trouble, pulled off his feet way back at the 26-yard line. Independence coming with pressure in the obvious passing situation, and the Blue Dragons pick up a first down, but then lose a batch of yards on the second set of downs, and Hutchinson will have to punt it after losing about 11 yards on that second set of downs.
Kirkland Joseph leads the Pirates in tackles, and from that linebacker spot able to rush and bring Cam Jones down quickly.
Off a pretty good what Donovan can do this time. Gets a good snap, gets off a low spinning, hard to handle kick, but a fair catch made at the 39-yard line by the Pirates. So Hutchinson continues to not be able to get points on the scoreboard. The Pirates have 7 of them. They have the ball back. And that touchdown that the Pirates picked up on their second possession of the game came in explosive fashion. It started at the 2-yard line with a pass completion out to the 19, and then 2 consecutive runs by Rakeem Boyd, the last of 42 yards for the score. Malik Henry in the shotgun. Throws it out to the left side. It is complete. And the Dragons do a pretty good job of holding Carlos Thompson, the team's leading receiver, to a 5-yard pickup, maybe 6 if they give him, and they're going to give him 6 out to the 46-yard line.
I'll credit Jerry Jacobs for going around the block of Marquise King. If King's able to make contact, more room to run, but instead Jacobs able to dance around him and help with the tackle.
Second down, 4 for the Pirates. Again, they lead it 7-0. Malik Henry, impressive at quarterback, drops back, has time, throws it deep, and it is going to land out of bounds. He's got quite an arm. Threw it about 50, 55 yards diagonally across the field, but incomplete. It'll be third down and 4. You are listening to Blue Dragon football on KWBW Hutchinson, Kansas, 1450 on your dial, and on KHUT 102.9 also in Hutchinson. 8:18 to play in the second. Malik Henry probably to get 4 here Drops it, loads of time, throws it underneath, and the Dragons make a play. And not able to pick up a first down is Calvin Jackson. He doesn't gain a thing on the pass completion, and the Pirates will punt.
That's kind of a little bit of deception that they've done a couple of times, and it's been there a couple of times. They've just been off target on a few of those times, and this time in particular, the Blue Dragons read it well. Calvin Jackson would normally have a lot of room to run, but Caleb Bryce stayed home on the backside, able to make the tackle.
Blue Dragons send Marcus Edwards back. Paul Wolf will punt it away for them. Blue Dragon Edwards awaits at the 15-yard line, kicks off. It is blocked. It is blocked by the Dragons, and the Dragons will cover it up way back at about the 20-yard line. How about that for a special teams play?
And that's the one that goes the Blue Dragons' way. Lavelle Jackson able to break through the line and get a nice block on the punt. Almost looked like he could have picked it up and tried to run it in, but instead secures the ball and gives this Blue Dragon offense a chance to score.
You talk about changing field position around. The Dragons figured to get it inside the 20 after a punt. Instead, they've got it at the 21 of the Pirates, trailing 7-0, but with a golden opportunity lurking right here.
Well, especially because Paul Wolf is such a good punter. He's put 6 punts inside the 20 this year, so that was likely where they were going to get it. And you're right, Rusty, able to flip the field with the block.
So the Blue Dragons come back out on the field. Cam Jones continues to be the Hutchinson quarterback. Dragons have gone backwards on their last 2 drives. Now they need to go forwards for about 21. Jones under center. Hands off and a hole up the middle. And a nice gain for the Blue Dragons down close to the 10-yard line. On the carry for Hutchinson, it looked like Otis Williams.
It was almost like the run that Boyd had where he was untouched to the end zone. He had a lot of room to run through there, and you could see a lot of the defensive linemen for the Pirates just being pushed completely back.
And it was Otis Williams on that carry for 11 and a first down. Dragons are first and goal at the 10. Terrible snap, and the Dragons have to go back and dive on top of it way back at the 27-yard line. A flag flies. What a disastrous play right there. Terrible snap from center. Went right through the legs of Cam Jones, and the Dragons have to cover it up way back outside the 30-yard line.
Well, the Blue Dragons are going to come out smelling like a rose on this one. Emmett Gooden gets in there late after Cam Jones had fallen on the ball, and he's going to get the personal foul late hit.
So it's going to go back the other direction. It still won't make up for all the lost yardage, but it will help. So it should go from the 31-yard line back to the 16. It'll be first and goal for the Dragons from the 16. The officials making a walk-off right now. They're actually going to take it. They're going to put it down.
Yeah, they'll go back to the original line of scrimmage, the 20, and mark it back half the distance to the goal.
The line of scrimmage, though, was the 10.
Well, the officials started marking it from the 20.
The line of scrimmage, it was a first and goal play from the 10-yard line. And the foul occurred way back at the 31-yard line. The officials still not sure exactly what they're going to do. Dragons are backing up.
Well, I would say
now they're going to put it down.
It should be at the 13 because that happened at the 26.
Okay.
So they'll go half the distance from there.
Dragons covered up the fumble back at the 31-yard line. So it is first and goal, Dragons at the 13-yard line, and Hutchinson just has to come up with some points on this trip. Trailing 7-0. Blue Dragon defense, with the exception of the one long drive by the Pirates in which Boyd got 81 yards on a couple of carries, Dragon defense has been pretty good. Jones will pitch it to Emmons, and Emmons is going to be squandered under for a loss of 2 or 3.
And it could have been worse than that. Creo argued back there and had a chance to stop him well short of the original. But instead, he was able to gain back a few of those.
Actually, only will be a second down and goal at the 14-yard line. Blue Dragons really struggling to move the football against this Pirate defense. A defense that's been fairly porous over the course of the year, allowing 370 yards a game. Jones with time to throw, looking, throws it way over the head of his intended receiver in the back line of the end zone. He was looking at Marquise Whitmire and just simply threw it way out of the reach of everybody. So it is third down and goal. Blue Dragons have been in Pirate country a couple of times, this being the second. The first time they got to the 2 and couldn't convert. Now they've got to come up with a big play here, or one would think the Dragons will probably send Luke Niemeyer out for a field goal try. Jones drops back. With Tiggins will indeed settle for a field goal attempt aboard, and we'll take a break. 7-3 the score. Back with a Hutchinson kickoff after this.
Just when you thought you were done with taxes, you got a letter from the IRS. Maybe you're being audited, or maybe you filed for an extension and still need some tax help. We at H&R Block are there for you. We don't stop working on April 15th. Our tax professionals are here to help you year-round. So if you have tax issues you need a hand with, even if H&R Block didn't do your taxes the first time around, visit our offices in Hutchinson, Lyons, or Ellsworth, and let our experienced tax professionals help get you every dollar you deserve.
Carlos Thompson back deep for the Pirates, along with big number 90, that is Barkley. And we're going to have a new kicker for the Blue Dragons.
There's Jose Parga out there doing some work. I think first time since game 1 of the season.
Yeah, first time in a long time. He's probably strong a leg as there is on this football team. Big youngster. Starts his run up, puts his toe in it, and booms it. Drills it down inside the 10. Fielded there, brought out quickly to the 20, to the 25. And out close to the 30-yard line, and still getting away and picking up about 6 or 7 more on second effort. Tremendous run back by Carlos Thompson.
Oh, 2 guys had him completely stopped, had tackles where they had him wrapped up. Latavian Beaton had a shot at him. Jerry Jacobs had a shot at him. Neither one able to bring him down.
Just under 6 minutes to play in the first half. 7-3. It is Independence with the lead and the football.
You notice that burst, though, was the reason the opening kickoff went away from his direction.
Yep. Pirates, if they win this football game, would have a 2-game lead on the Pack with just 3 games to be played. They have to go to Butler next week. The Dragons can win. Hutchinson would be tied for the top spot in the league. Dragons would have a couple of games left. Dragons come with pressure. And the handoff will net just a couple of yards. Pretty good job of covering up that time by the Blue Dragons. Rakeem Boyd. The blitz came from the side through the gap that Boyd ran through, but the Dragon linebacker is able to stop it for little gain.
Yeah, Taylor Humphrey, good job of just getting through and able to tackle him high by the shoulders.
So it is a second down and almost 10 yards to go. And now all of a sudden a hole. And Boyd through it, breaks a tackle, and slips his way out to the 48, 49-yard line for first down.
Quinn Head came around the edge and forced the play back up the numbers instead of forcing it outside, and that gap that he left room for a big run.
So it is a first down for the Pirates, who lead 7-3, clock indicating now 5 minutes to go. And a handoff again. The Pirates keeping it on the ground, and this time the Dragons stop Boyd for a gain of a yard or 2. Glenn, what's the attitude down there on the Dragon sideline? Continue to have problems with Glenn's mic. We'll be talking to you about our sideline sponsors a little bit later on. We really appreciate them. They've been with us throughout the season so far. Henry with time throws it over the middle, complete, at the Hutchinson 40-yard line, and quickly down to the 39-yard line goes Tillman, his third catch of the game.
Just a lot of cushion, able to kind of run a soft slant, a nice, easy catch.
First down and the Dragons make a play in the backfield. A nice job of getting in there. Christopher Bell with his first carry of the game, and it is hardly memorable as he loses a yard or two, and there's an injured Blue Dragon.
Quinn making that tackle, and Quinn, one of the leaders at that linebacker spot to begin this season. He's been kind of quiet this game so far, but this series, he's really come alive.
And he's holding the back of his leg. It's not an ankle. You hope it's a cramp.
It almost seemed that the way it looked like the pain shot up his leg and he fell to the ground immediately. Yeah. No one was really around him, so it almost seems.
Yeah, and they are treating it as though it is a cramp. Well, they tend to the injured Dragon. Let's work in a 30-second break for these good folks.
You deserve to be treated like family, so they've invested in their own talented and trustworthy installers to lay your floors. No outside contractors will ever knock on your door if Rothy works for you. Let them show you their expansive selection of name brand flooring and trust your home to the best. Rothy Family Flooring, 325 North Main, Hutchinson.
Despite our issues on the sideline with our microphone, we want to give a lot of credit to our sideline sponsors, Oliver's Beef and Brew, Jackson Meat, Ty Cahoon Kinesiology. Those folks have been great Blue Dragon backers throughout the 2017 season. Second down and 14 at the Hutchinson 43-yard line. Henry in the shotgun. Spread. Henry back, throws it up for grabs, and it is caught. Nope. Caught or dropped. I think it hit the ground. They're going to rule it incomplete. Independence fans thought it was a catch inside the 20-yard line by Marquise King, but the official right there said it hit the ground.
Well, there's a lot of things going on. You can see the wheels turning in his head because, for one, the receiver stepped out of bounds. Two, he was held trying to come back to the ball. So at the end of the day, rather than sorting through all that, you just say, hey, it was incomplete.
So it is third down and 13 at the Hutchinson 43-yard line. Malik Henry, young man from California, drops back deep, tries to set up the screen, pumps once, pumps twice, being chased, throws it on the sideline, but it is caught but out of bounds. And now a batch of flags fly on the near side of the field, 50 yards from where the ball winds up. And it's probably going to be a lineman that got downfield too far, which likely will be declined by the Blue Dragons and set up a fourth down and 13.
Yeah, that came on the near side of the play, and the play was actually on the far side of the field, excuse me.
That's what happens when you set up that screen. As a lineman, you think that ball is going to be dumped off and the runner will be coming behind me, but instead forced to reverse field and try to throw it the other direction, and guys are already downfield. It's not like they can turn around and come back.
Malik Henry has quite an arm, but he delivered that one where nobody could catch it in the field of play. And the Blue Dragons should get the football back for Hutchinson. Single safety, it's Marcus Edwards. He awaits at his 10-yard line. Paul Wolf will punt it for Indy. Dragons blocked the last punt. High snap. Almost got to it there. And the Dragons are going to be flagged for either roughing the kicker or running into the kicker. One's a 5-yard penalty, one's a 15-yard penalty.
Latavian Beaton looked like he had a chance to block that one, and he pulled up at the last second. And then it was almost like after he decided to pull up, he sped back through it, and upon doing that, he ran into the kicker. They're going to redo fourth down as it is just the 5-yard variety of running into.
So it'll be a fourth down and 9 at the 38-yard line. All right, they're not going to take the penalty because the result of the punt was very effective. It winds up down inside the 10-yard line.
That's where you're thankful when it's the kicking leg that he ran into rather than the plant leg, which would have drawn the 15.
So, the Blue Dragons with a possession that's going to start inside the 10-yard line, looks like somewhere near the 7. Cam Jones has gone the distance at quarterback. Blue Dragons haven't amassed a lot of yards, but they got a good special teams play that set up a field goal that has them within 4. The ball's fumbled handoff between Jones and his running back, and a fumble recovery, my goodness, for Independence. The ball just lay there on the ground. Neither Hutchinson player dove on it. The Pirates did, and the Pirates are 6 yards away from making this a 14-3 game.
Jermaine Johnson has 3 forced fumbles on the year. That's his second fumble recovery.
So the Pirates, on a bad mistake by the Hutchinson offense, come out, and the Blue Dragon defense will be called on to see if it can perform another miracle. Hutchinson offense has just really struggled the last 2 Saturdays. And there's a nice run by Boyd. He takes it down inside the 5, near the 2 or the 1 yard line. Had a good hole off the right side. It is 2nd and goal, and we're going to call it 2 yards away. And the Dragons get a stop here as Dragons got some defensive penetration and got Boyd in the backfield.
Drew Harvey has really come along since getting into that spot at the linebacker position and really come alive with over 40 tackles now on the year.
So it is 3rd down now for the Pirates. The ball back closer to the 3 or the 4 yard line. Trying to capitalize on a Hutchinson giveaway with the fumble. Malik Henry taking his time. Still plenty of time on the play clock. Boyd sets up on his right hip, and they give it to Boyd. And Boyd buys a little space, got a little gap, but didn't get into the end zone. It's 4th down and 1.
Looked like Harvey got there again, and Story Jackson able to help come in and clean it up.
We're down to 2:12 to play in the first half, and the Blue Dragons trying to come up with their best defensive stand of the year. Football, a little bit more to go than I thought. Let's put it still back at the 2 yard line. And the Pirates are going to take a timeout.
The right one for you. When you experience the sincerity and attentiveness of the family doctors and PAs at Prairie Star and our sliding fee scale, you'll know you made the right choice. Prairie Star Health Center, 30th and K61 in Hutchinson.
Hutchinson one play away from making their biggest goal line stand of the season, trying desperately to keep the Pirates out. It's 4th down and 2. I don't think the Pirates will try a field goal. They have a capable kicker, and a field goal would make it a 7-point game, but they, like the Dragons in a similar situation early in the game, will go for it. It didn't pay off for Hutchinson. Let's see if the Blue Dragons can return the favor by holding Indy out one more time. Henry in the gun, rolling left, finds a little bit of hole, and he is down. The Dragons hold.
Tried to run that option to the left side, and Andy Jean-Baptiste wasn't having any of it.
Nice job by the Blue Dragon defense. Keeps the score at 7-3. Wow, what a job. Offense that's struggling like Hutchinson's has so far, a 4-3 game would have been pretty tough to come back.
Yeah, that's huge right there. Good effort by the defense after handing the offense the ball a couple times. Good job right there to come back and get that stop.
And I think that's why the Pirates like going for it on 4th there, knowing that the Blue Dragon offense has been struggling.
Blue Dragons get the football just shy of their own 5-yard line. Another bad snap, and the Dragons dive on it, but this time it's in the end zone, and that's going to be a safety. Boy, I tell you what, the snaps from center in this game have been really suspect for Hutchinson.
Well, and for the defense, you feel really bad for them because time and time again, aside from the Boyd long run on that one series, has done nothing but get this Pirate offense off of the field. Special teams has provided a blocked punt with good field positioning, and nothing has come out of it for the Blue Dragons except for 3 points.
So it becomes a 9-3 football game with Independence holding the lead, and the Dragons will get a free kick at their own 20-yard line, but the Pirates are going to get the football back with plenty of time to make something happen. And you can kick it from placement, you can punt it. But add 2 to the total for the Independence Pirates. The good news is the Dragons are still within 6. It's a one-score game. But boy, has the offense struggled here of late. And that I don't put the fault there on the Hutchinson quarterback at all. That was just a snap from center that came back on the ground.
So how about you listed off a couple of options. How about your punter kicking from a tee as Gagan will come out to tee this one up?
Yep. The Dragon defense is going to be called on to one more time come back out there. It's a nice night for football, a little bit chilly, so I don't think fatigue is going to be a factor at all, but the Hutchinson defense has been on the field a lot. Pretty good kick by Gagan, taken at the 30-yard line, quickly brought out to the 35, and short of the 40-yard line on the return is Carlos Thompson.
Tripped up and then finished off by Antoine Benjamin.
So it is once again the Pirates with the football. This is a team that is specialized in winning tight games. 5 of their 6 wins have been by 2 touchdowns or less. 4 of those wins by less than a touchdown. They lead right now exactly by a touchdown, 6 points. Nearing the end of the first half, 1:46 to go. Running back will be Rakeem Boyd, quarterback Malik Henry. Both are capable of making things happen. Henry gets the snap, throws short, complete for a gain of about 4 or 5 yards to Marquise King, who gets out, stops the clock at 1:42.
About 4 or 5 yards, but what they really show you is the accuracy and the arm strength of this quarterback, Henry.
He's a good one. It is 2nd down and 5, Dragons threatening blitz. Henry retreats, pressure comes, throws long, got a receiver out there, and the catch is made inside the 25-yard line. Thrown to Marquise King. Nice throw, nice grab, and the Pirates are back in business.
Devon Henderson got beat on the play. He had no one helping him over the top. Henry knew it. He was able just to loft one out there for his receiver. Go get.
And the Pirates find themselves at the 20-yard line with lots of dragged down. More importantly, he is still in the field of play. That'll keep the clock running. No gain on the run by Rakeem Boyd.
Colby Turner out there now getting some reps, able to make that stop behind the line of scrimmage.
Colby, a former Salt Hawk, has fought injuries his whole football career, getting a chance to play tonight. 2nd down, 11. 1:10. Pressure comes up the middle, and room to run. Henry eludes a tackle, and he's at the 12-yard line before being pummeled to the ground. One of the Dragons, not sure exactly who it was, had him by the ankle. He was strong enough to pull out of that and turn what would have been no gain into a pickup of about 8.
Yeah, 3 guys able to collapse the pocket, but Henry able to score it free.
So it is a 3rd and 2 for the Pirates. Boyd moves up alongside the quarterback, takes the snap, runs to the right. Dragons chasing, eludes a tackle, and dives into the end zone for a touchdown. And so the Blue Dragons' safety winds up costing him 2, giving up a possession, And the Independence Pirates capitalize with their second touchdown, and all of a sudden it is Independence 15 and Hutchinson 3.
Caleb Bryce had the best shot at him in the backfield, but from there, Vidal Horn, the lineman, able to seal him off and open up that lane to the corner of the pylon.
And I would think that the Pirates here would go for 2, but before that happens, there is a timeout taken. We'll take the break as well. 30 seconds left in a first half that has been pretty much all Independence. Pirates lead at 15-3. We'll go for 2 when we return.
Jim's Water and Woods has what you need to enjoy cooler fall temperatures like hot spring spas. Relax in the warm, soothing water of the #1 selling brand on the market with a size and model just right for everyone. Or spend some quality time in the great outdoors in one of their Eno hammocks or chairs. Or take a look at the Eno backpacks, coats, blankets, and more. And since grilling season is year-round, Jim's and smokers from Cook Shack and Fast Eddie's. See the fall possibilities at Jim's Water and Woods, 419 West 2nd in Hutchinson, and follow them on Facebook.
When the Blue Dragons got to stop holding the Pirates on 4 plays inside the 5-yard line, preserved a 7-3 score with Independence leading it. You felt really good about the situation for the Blue Dragons. Then came disaster. Another bad snap from center. Were charged with a safety. Had to kick the football from the 20-yard line. Pirates turned it into a touchdown, and now they go for 2 with 3 stacked receivers on the right side of the field, but we're going to have a timeout by the Dragons before the extra point. So we'll take another break for these good friends of Hutchinson Community College.
This is Carter File, president of Hutchinson Community College. I invite you to join us this winter as the proud tradition of Blue Dragon men's and women's basketball continues at the historic Hutchinson Sports Arena. Both teams are favorites in the tough Jayhawk Conference, so you won't want to miss any of the action. Find the schedule at BlueDragonSports.com, like us on Facebook, and follow Blue Dragon Sports on Twitter. As always, go Blue Dragons.
Well, apparently we will now finally, after 2 timeouts, get a try for 2 by the Pirates. 2-point conversion would make the margin between these 2 teams 14, which sounds a lot better to Independence coach Jason Brown than 13 does. They line up with 3 wide receivers to the right side, a running back alongside Malik Henry, and Calvin Jackson all by himself to the short side of the field, that being the left. Henry takes the snap, unloads, and it is caught for 2. Caught in the corner of the end zone by Calvin Jackson. The 2-point conversion stretches it to 17-3. 30 seconds remain. And after we take this break, we'll see what the Blue Dragons can do with the final half minute.
Are you caring for an elder parent or neighbor with physical limitations? It's difficult to get them in and out of a passenger vehicle, get them inside the building, and then go park your car. Reno County area transportation vehicles are designed to make this sort of travel easier on both of you. Let RCAT do the driving so you can concentrate on caregiving. Call 694-2913 for information.
Independence capitalizing on Blue Dragon mistakes to take a 17-3 advantage. That was a beautifully thrown ball on the 2-point conversion. Calvin Jackson just inside the left side of the end zone, hauling in the pass from Malik
by Georgie.
Best with his quarterback.
We've only seen him be off on a couple of throws, and most of those have come when he's under pressure.
Squib kick. Bounces by the Dragon first line, fielded at the 20-yard line, and brought back a pretty nice return out to the 45-yard line, and knocked down there as a flag comes flying in is Blue Dragon Marcus Edwards.
Probably going to get a horse collar on the kicker of all people, Paul Wolf, coming in to make that stop, grabbing anything he could to stop the return. Yanked him down by the back of the shoulder pads.
Well, there's 24 and a half seconds left here in the first half. And after the walk-off, the Blue Dragons will find themselves in Pirate country.
You can tackle people a lot of ways, but you can't do that.
Can't haul them down, grab them by the shoulder, yank them backwards. So Hutchinson will have the football at the 42-yard line. Cam Jones is the quarterback. Boy, do the Dragons need something magical to transpire in the next 24 seconds.
You notice Cam Jones now back under center.
Yeah, where the snaps are much less of a problem. Drops back, has some time, flag flies. The ball delivered way too tall for the receiver at the 35-yard line. I think the Dragons are probably going to be called for a hold anyhow.
Illegal motion on the Blue Dragons.
All right. So the Blue Dragons have cut down on penalties from last week, but not to the extent that you would like them to. And it is officially an illegal shift. It brings it back to the 47-yard line. The offense the last 2 weeks has really, really struggled to produce points. This is a team that gives up 370 yards a game. They have so far thwarted most of the Blue. First and 15. And now Cam Jones takes a snap, goes back, tries to plant and throw downfield, loses his balance and goes down untouched by anybody at his own 45-yard line.
Yeah, a little bit of that slickness coming into play with this cold weather out here. Kind of makes the paint and different things slick.
And that's going to be the final play of the first half, which comes to a close with Hutchinson trailing Independence. It is Independence 17, Hutchinson 3. Our halftime show from Emmett Field in Independence starts in 2 minutes.
If you listen to the radio or watch TV, you probably realize you could be in for a real shock when you get your next heating bill. E&M Plumbing has the solution with the 90-plus modulating gas furnace. Efficiency ratings of 94% and above could mean 30 to 40% savings on heating costs. And it's so quiet, you'll wonder if it's even running at all. E&M's regular service and Rude's reputation for reliability are your answers for high-energy costs. For no-obligation answers, call E&M Plumbing, your Rude dealer for the Hutchinson area.
Just as the Hutchinson Blue Dragons athletics are a tradition, so is the Anchor Inn in downtown Hutchinson. Whether you plan lunch or dinner or even take out for home, the Anchor Inn is a great family restaurant that you are sure to enjoy. Order off their great menu or take advantage of the Anchor Inn's awesome buffet. You'll make a great choice either way. The Anchor Inn is also a great spot to meet up with old friends and acquaintances because everyone goes to the Anchor. That's the Anchor Inn at 128 South Main in Hutchinson, proud supporters of Hutchinson Blue Dragon Athletics.
Ever wonder why some wireless carriers charge so much more than others? At Nextech Wireless, you'll receive nationwide coverage, 4G LTE data, and unlimited data. But we don't overcharge you like some of the other carriers do. Plus, we have buy one, get one free smartphones and the best customer service. With more than 50 stores in our area, you can actually talk to us face to face. Tired of paying more and only getting more fees, charges, and a higher bill? Say goodbye to your carrier and hello to Nextech Wireless.
Hello, this is Tom Elliott of Elliott Mortuary, and again this year we are pleased to help sponsor HCC Blue Dragon Sports. We encourage you to support all the Blue Dragon games, both home and away, with your attendance, but if not, we hope you enjoy listening to the game here on KWBW and Country 102.9. Elliott Mortuary and Crematory, a proud sponsor of Hutchinson Community College, and honored to have served the families of Hutchinson and Reno County since 1935.
It is halftime in Independence, and Hutchinson trailing 17-3, the homestanding Pirates. This is the first half Medicine Shop game capsule. The Medicine Shop would like you to know that if you're looking for the best Medicare Part D insurance policy on the market, you ought to start your hunt at the Medicine Shop. They have the most updated technology on the market. All you need to do is bring in your medications list. They'll find the best tailored to your specific drug list. fact, they'll give you 3 plans. You can pick the one you want. The pharmacist of the medicine shop will go over your plan, tell you exactly what you can expect to pay during the course of the next 12 months. You'll find the medicine shop conveniently located at 14th and Main. Dragons trailing here at halftime 17-3, and a look at the first half statistics would indicate that perhaps even though Hutchinson surrendered 9 points late in the half, that the Dragons are fortunate not to be trailing by more than what they do, because total offense in the first half, 228 yards for the Pirates, and the Blue Dragons had a net of only 55 yards on 30 snaps in the first half. And Steve Carpenter, who supplied me with those statistics, the SID of Hutchinson Community College, pointing out that the Blue Dragons in the second quarter were minus 13 in offensive yards. The big story has been the passing of Malik Henry. 11 of 17, he's thrown for 97 yards. And he has spread it out a batch. 5 catches for Terry Tillman, who only had 4 coming into the game. For the Blue Dragons, looking for bright spots in the first half, Deshaun Waller leads the team in rushing with 41 yards. 22 yards for B.J. Emmons. Cam Jones went 4 of 7. But the Dragons, problems with the snaps really cost them late in that first half. At halftime, 17-3, Independence. Going to take a 2-minute break. We'll be back to talk to Hutchinson Community College Athletic Director Josh Goots. That right around the corner.
Hi, I'm Ken Hyman, General Manager of Midwest Superstore in Hutchinson. We're proud to be a sponsor of HCC Sports. You have choices when it comes to your vehicle purchases, and a better way more than a slogan. Any new or select pre-owned benefits. That include car washes with every service visit, a loaner car with any major service, including oil changes and tire rotations. A better way also means no high-pressure sales tactics. Everyone has deals, but do they take care of you after the sale? Visit us at MidwestSuperstore.com and go Blue Dragons.
Hello, my name is Dr. Brandy Weems, family practitioner at Summit Healthcare. We offer the full spectrum of family practice services, including well child checks, chronic disease management, and in-office procedures. Summit Healthcare is committed to providing quality family medicine and walk-in care to patients of all ages. As a Hutchinson native, I am honored to return to this wonderful community where the inspiration for my medical journey began. Schedule your appointment with me, Dr. Weems, at Summit Healthcare today, 662-6000.
It's football season, when the weather is warm one day and cold the next. Stay ahead of cold and flu season by drinking plenty of liquids, getting enough rest, and keeping your hands sanitized. Come see the friendly folks at Ashcraft Pharmacy, your locally owned Health Mart pharmacy, for over-the-counter medications to help alleviate symptoms. And if you need a prescription, we offer free pharmacy in the Hart Shopping Center, South Hutchinson, and Health Mart, caring for you and about you.
We all like to save money when and where we can, right? You can do that every day at Salt City Pawn and Jewelry. Hi, this is owner Paul Phillips inviting you to stop in and say hi to our friendly staff. And while you're here, check out over 3,000 square feet of great merchandise priced at outstanding values. We don't have to offer huge sale prices for one day only when we do that on a daily basis. Save big over retail prices on firearms, electronics, guitars and amps, name brand tools, video games, jewelry, and more. See us at 916 East 4th and Hutch, just east of 4th and Severance. We're proud to be alumni and supporters of all Blue Dragon athletics.
Welcome back into Independence, where the Blue Dragons are down at halftime, 17-3. It's Darren Dunn. We welcome in Josh Gooch, athletic director at Hutchinson Community College. And Josh, one of the things folks heard in the pregame with head coach Jason Brown, he said that I would need to ask Hutchinson about this time frame tonight with the 9:30 p.m. kickoff. They have Neil Wally here. That was one of the things with the scheduling conflicts. Maybe you want to set the record straight on your version of that story.
Well, to be honest with you, there's only one version, and it's the truth version. And really what happened was, when we were looking to make our schedule cards this summer, I called Independence and asked them, hey, what time's our game on Saturday? And they said, oh, we want to play it on Friday. Well, we had no interest in playing it on Friday. Them coming off of a and us, having played, they then played Butler County week, so they'd had a long time to prepare for us. Then that would give them an extra day to prepare for Butler. We said we'll play it on Saturday evening as late as we need to come over here. We'll play it on Sunday. We would have been happy to play it on Sunday. We wrote a letter to Bryce Roderick, the commissioner, and said, hey, we're willing to bring as many people over to the stadium to clean up Saturday or Sunday. They said, we could not play on Sunday because they couldn't get enough help. Well, whenever they responded back later, they said that Netflix could not work on Sunday. So the conference made a decision and moved the game to Monday. We both appealed the Monday game. We met with the conference and came to the conclusion that Saturday here in Hutchinson we played Sunday. So the conference has had playoffs for years and all those games. We offered to play it. They might have it on Sunday. They were unsure what time it would get done. And quite frankly, we could have played this game at 8 o'clock if they wanted to really play at 6:30. The band was done. They were off the field. So at the end of the day, I mean, we offered. We put it in writing. We showed up, with a plan, and they declined it. They gave us one, and that was Friday night. And then when shoved, they too wanted to play this game on Saturday rather than any other day. At the end of the day, why Friday wasn't going to work. The conference commissioner said, "Hey, Friday's not going to work." The conference assigner of officials couldn't get any officials to work the game because it's high school football playoff night in all states. So, long story short, that's the answer.
So no Monday for both teams. A lot of disadvantages then probably if both teams were to try and play on a Monday.
Yeah, and I think that was a little bit what Bryce Roderick was trying to do when he stated, he slated the game for Monday. He knew that just of quite a few different people, and we went and presented our case of why we thought it would be best to be played on Sunday or Saturday, after the band contest. And so, yeah, I mean, that's at the end of the day, that's how it went down.
Well, one of the things that Coach Brown mentioned was you got to do what's best for the players, not necessarily what's best for the program. But isn't a decision like this, though, still better for the players?
Oh, playing any time we could get the game in on Saturday is better for our players. They get the Sunday rest day. That we'll be done. Right now it's just short of 11 o'clock. We'll be done. Around the midnight hour. They'll get on the bus. They'll board it. They'll drive. A shorter drive than what they had when they came back. They'll be home sooner than they were the trip from Ellsworth. So they get tomorrow to rest, recuperate, and get back on track for another game next Saturday. So neither one of us are going to be on a short week, which is nice. Monday would have been, a tremendous disadvantage for both of us leading into next week's game. So at the end of the day, you want to do the right thing, and the right thing was to play this on Saturday. At worst, on Sunday, and we offered those options. And the sad part about it was and everybody that was in that room had the copy of the letter we sent that we offered Sunday, and that for him to speak out of turn, I felt like was a little bit unfair, a little bit of a cheap shot at us, and really just this is my opportunity to set it straight for our fans. They're having to stay up late and listen to this, and it's not opportune, but at least it's better than playing it on Friday night with no officials.
Tongue-in-cheek, I'm wondering if when midnight strikes, if the Netflix crew has to load stuff up if they can't work on Sunday. We'll talk more with Athletic Director from Hutchinson Community College, Josh Gooch, after this 2-minute break.
HCC Sports is brought to you by the Sportscaster Club members, Portfolio Recovery Associates, Dr. Robert Epp of the Hutchinson Clinic, Barkley Plumbing, Vernon Chiropractic Center, Tim and Gina Ritter, along with Brian Strange of the Green Vision Group, Sutton Kaufman Transmission Service, Wade Patton Insurance, A&A Builders, Bold Office Shares, Mega Manufacturing, MAYB, Mid-America Youth Basketball, Lowen Corporation, and by Mann, Wyatt & Rice, LLC. These Sportscaster Club members help provide funds for HCC scholarships.
For over 15 years, Erickson Custom Building has helped homeowners bring their remodel ideas to life. If you're looking to update a kitchen or bathroom or hoping to remodel your entire home, trust the team at Erickson Custom Building. We create customized plans designed around your dreams, ideas, and budget. For quality and follow-through on any home project, call Erickson Custom Building at 620-585-2816 or visit ericksoncustomBLDG.com.
Welcome to the Hutchinson Medicine Shop. With the emergence of big business, not only in pharmacy, but all industries, the Medicine Shop is proud to be a thriving local business in Hutchinson. We're so thankful to our customers in Hutchinson, Reno County, and Central Kansas for your support. In turn, we're proud to be a major sponsor of the Hutch High Salthawks, as well as other area high schools, the Blue Dragons, Chiefs, Royals, Jayhawks, and Wildcats. You support us, and the Hutchinson Medicine Shop supports local sports.
Just when you thought you were done with taxes, you got a letter from the IRS. Maybe you're being audited, or maybe you filed for an extension and still need some tax help. We at H&R Block are there for you. We don't stop working on April 15th. Our tax professionals are here to help you year-round. So if you have tax issues you need a hand with, even if H&R Block didn't do your taxes the first time around, visit our offices in Hutchinson, Lyons, or Ellsworth and let our experienced tax professionals help get you every dollar you deserve.
You are listening to Blue Dragon Football on Country 102.9, Hutchinson's Country Station, and where Hutchinson comes to talk. KWBW 14, Josh Gooch, Athletic Director at Hutchinson Community College. Big week. Coming up next week, we get some more sports going. What's the week look like?
Yeah, we overlap sports, and that always becomes a busy time at HCC. And so starting next Tuesday, actually, we host the opening round of the Region 6 volleyball tournament. Coach Hall's team is the second seed, so they'll take on Dodge City. That'll be at 6:30 at the sports arena. Then we kick off basketball. So we're starting basketball with the women's team open at 5:30 versus Bethany College JV. And then at the end of that game, the conclusion of that at 7:30, the Blue Dragon men, now open up this year versus Friends University JV. So November 1st kind of kicks that dual, fall sports crossover the winter sports. Wrapping up at the end of the week, the men have a couple more games. They're going to play North Lake Community College on Friday, and they're going to play NEO on Saturday. So there'll be a game before each one of those, a men's game. So come out to the sports arena. Hopefully you've already bought your all sports passes or your season tickets.
And if you haven't, still able to get those?
You still ever get them. You can reach us at the athletic office, walk in, second floor of the sports arena, and ask for Scott Brooks. He'd be just more than glad to print you off an all-sports pass or reserve tickets. If you buy a reserve ticket and come to every basketball game, it's like $1.33 to have your own personal seat.
Lots of value there, and a chance to see the defending national champion Blue Dragon men take the court, number 1 to start off the season, the women number 12. Have you had a chance to see either teams in practice at all?
Yeah, I drop into practice periodically, but then, of course, last week we had the scrimmages in the arena, and both teams, our coaches are the best in the country, men and women both, and then they just put together good squads. They'll improve as the season goes on. I don't want to put too much pressure on any of them, but looking forward to another exciting year for Blue Dragon basketball. I know the fans were excited how it ended last year for the men, and it would be awesome to duplicate that. So.
It's Josh Gooch, Director of Athletics at Hutchinson Community College. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Darren.
On the halftime show, it's 17-3. Independence Pirates leading the Blue Dragons of Hutchinson Community College. We're back with Rusty and Glenn as we get into second half play-by-play in 2 minutes.
The Rothy family name has always been connected to serving the Hutchinson community, and you can expect the same kind of high-quality service when you visit Rothy Family Flooring. They believe you deserve to be treated like family, so they've invested in their own talented and trustworthy installers to lay your floors. No outside contractors will ever knock on your door if Rothy works for you. Let them show you their expansive selection of name-brand flooring and trust your home to the best. Rothy Family Flooring, 325 North Main, Hutchinson.
There's National This Month and National That Month. But for women, especially those over 40, this is the important month, National Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Early detection is crucial, so please schedule a screening appointment soon. Then a mammogram if advised by your doctor. All 30th and Kitson, it's our privilege to serve you.
Jim's Water and Woods has what you need to enjoy cooler fall temperatures like hot spring spas. Relax in the warm, soothing water of the #1 selling brand on the market with a size and model just right for everyone. Or spend some quality time in the great outdoors in one of their Eno hammocks or chairs. Or take a look at the Eno backpacks, totes, blankets, and more. And since grilling season is year-round, Jim's offers great grills from Weber and Hasty Bake and smokers from Cook Shack and Fast Eddie's. See the fall possibilities at Jim's Water and Woods, 419 West 2nd in Hutchinson, and follow them on Facebook.
This is Carter File, President of Hutchinson Community College. The proud tradition of Blue Dragon sports continues this fall. I encourage you to take advantage of the Blue Dragon All Sports Ticket. For just $60, you can enjoy over 50 athletic events at Hutchinson Community College. Students K through 8 receive a reduced rate of just $40. These are general admission tickets to all Blue Dragon sports and include football, volleyball, men's and women's basketball, baseball, and other selected events. Get yours today at the Sports Arena or at area Dillon stores. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and keep current on all Blue Dragon news and events at BlueDragonSports.com. Go Blue Dragons.
Well, Glenn Grunwald, the Blue Dragons, still very much a part of this football game, but they will have to play a great deal better on offense in the second half if they're going to turn this 17-3 score around.
Well, they really are, because of the fact that they just really struggled offense to be able to even get a snap away. I think you're going to maybe see Dom Taylor going back over to that center position. Remember, he was hurt a few weeks ago, missed a couple games, then moved to guard, and they might make a change there, and let's see what's going to happen. At the time, it was only 7-3 still when they held and gave up the safety and then gave up the TD
and a two-point conversion.
Two-point conversions, yeah. So 17-3 is not insurmountable. Let's see what they can do. A couple other scores from the conference, by the way. It was Coffeyville all over Dodge City today, 62-28. That is the final. Butler did away with Ellsworth up in Iowa Falls, Iowa, 48-19. And in overtime, Highland and Fort Scott, 27-21. Highland, the winner in that ball game. That was again played this evening.
Thank you very much for that update. And the Blue Dragon offense will have to get to clicking, because 55 yards and a half will not get it done. Minus 13 in the second quarter on offense. 5
fumbles. Fortunate to only lose one, but it was it was a big one. Game and a half now. The Blue Dragons have gone without converting a third down. In the last game and a half, the Blue Dragons are 0 for 16 on third down conversions.
Wow. There is no question that it is a Hutchinson offense that is really struggling right now. And one can only hope that something happens, something positive happens. Maybe the Dragons get a pick six, something to get them going. Hutchinson a part of things, and the Blue Dragons win not a factor, but that scoreboard certainly is. 17-3 Independence. And we are ready to play football. Second half, let it be noted, it is 5 minutes after 11 as the second half gets underway. And Steve Carpenter said, just like kickoff, it is the latest second half in Blue Dragon history. High spinning kick, not deep at all. Bounces at the 20-yard line, fielded on the bounce, and only brought out a couple of yards. So the Blue Dragons will start at the 23-yard line. Hunter Sims fielded on the bounce. And by the time he got his hands on it, there were all kinds of Pirate defenders there.
Oh, boy, and he took a chance, didn't he? I mean, it bounced toward him. Fortunately, if that would have bounced back toward the guys coming down on him, those headhunters, Independence would have had a shot at picking that ball up.
Yep, it's certainly a live football, as we all know. So the Blue Dragon offense comes out there. Let's see if it made some adjustments, because it's going to have to be a lot more productive in the second half. And we have a different quarterback for the Blue Dragons. It is Eric Forrest at quarterback. He goes under center. Pitches it deep. Emmons puts his head down, makes a nice cut, and out across the 30 to the 32, 33, maybe even the 34-yard line. That's a first down run by Emmons. What a slick job of operating on the sideline.
Well, I'll give credit to Jason Poe coming out of that fullback position, and he takes Kirkland Joseph, the strongest tackler on this Pirate team, completely out of the play to open up the running room.
So the Blue Dragons have it out at the 35-yard line, and the second half of this game starts with something positive for Hutchinson. Eric Forrest under center, rolling to his left, hands off to Emmons. Emmons gets to the edge. Emmons turns the corner, jets across the 50-yard line, and down to about the 45-yard line of the Pirates. And the Blue Dragons come out with some emotion and moving the football.
Yeah, Emmons had a few words for the Pirate defender who grabbed him high on that one after he got back up.
You usually see Emmons going up the middle. That time he was able to get to the outside and turn the corner. That's something we haven't seen him be able to do. He has some bursts of speed and has some wheels when he can do it.
Sideline reports by Oliver's Beef and Brew, Jackson Meat, Ty Cahoon Kinesiology. Blue Dragons with a first down at the 46 of Independence. New quarterback Eric Forrest under center, hands off. Emmons makes a nice cut, spits, picks up 6, maybe 7 yards on a carry that didn't look.
This is perfect for Forrest. You let him get into the flow of the game by doing a couple of handoffs. Then when they ask him to throw, let's see if they ask him to throw deep or try to get him warmed up with some shorter throws.
And also the O-line really driving out the ball a lot better, at least in this series right here at the start of the second half than they were in that first half. Got a feeling they had a little talking to at halftime.
It is a 2nd down and 2. Give Emmons 8 on that first down carry. Again, Forrest under center. Drops back, hands off. Emmons puts his head down and bulls forward for a first down at the 35-yard line. And the Blue Dragons, just as they did in the first half, trailing 17-3, we're a minute and a half into the second half. The Dragons could have that deficit if they can sustain this effort that we're seeing so far early in the third quarter. 2 wideouts to the right for Hutchinson. Eric Forrest shifts back to the side, drops back, wants receiver at the third line. With the reception for the Blue Dragons goes
Jason Poe with his first reception of the year.
I was going to say, he's not on my list of people who've caught passes. But Poe picks up a big one there, and the Dragons continue to positive yardage on first down. 2nd down and 3. Boy, what a difference it makes when it's 2nd and 3 instead of 2nd and 8 or 9. Forrest drops back, hands off to Emmons, and Emmons is going to have some room, makes a nice cutback, and picks up a first down as he is inside the 25, maybe as far upfield as the 22-yard line.
He looked like a pinball, actually bounced off a defender, and he was able to turn nothing into something and move the chains.
Dragons have used a lot of different running backs. Right now, B.J. Emmons putting in a pretty good case for getting more carries himself.
Well, you notice they're going to putting a fullback in front of him, kind of in that backfield formation, more of an eye look. Earlier in the game and most of the season, they've put a tight end in motion.
Yeah, good point there, Darren.
1st and 10, Dragons. Forrest hands off. Different running back for the Dragons, but a pretty good result on first down. That time it is Deshaun Waller on the carry, and Waller moves inside the 20-yard line.
Trying to get around Brian Thomas on that edge. Thomas was trying to see the edge, couldn't quite get around the defender, and just kind of ran out of space on that sideline.
And he stepped out of bounds farther upfield than I thought. They ruled him out of bounds right at the line of scrimmage. So it is a 2nd and 10. First time in this drive that the Dragons have faced some adversity on 2nd down. And now quarterback shifts into the shotgun, hands off, and straight ahead goes the Blue Dragon running back, and there's just nothing there for Deshaun Waller, and he is hauled down after a gain of 1. So it is 3rd and long.
One thing I think you do have a little confidence in Eric Forrest's ability to throw the football. Statistically, he has the better numbers. Now, has he been in the – it was against the – a little bit better at this point than that of Cam Jones.
Dragons need a conversion on 3rd down, although they'll probably go for it on 4th. From the shotgun, Forrest loads it up, throws it into the end zone, and it is touchdown. Touchdown, Blue Dragons in the back left-hand corner of the end zone. It was Jalen Irwin with the reception. Nicely thrown by Eric Forrest, and the Blue Dragons have struck here in the third quarter. That drive covering 4 minutes, 25 seconds, and all of a sudden it's 17-9. Guys, the scoreboard looks a lot more promising.
Yes, it does, and nice job by the officials looking in to make sure he had control of the football when he hit the turf, and he did.
Now Niemeyer to tack on the extra point looks good, and it is good. And the Blue Dragons have halved the deficit. Hutchinson now within a touchdown at 17-10. We'll have the Dragon kickoff right after this.
Have you ever been
drive due to a short-term injury like a broken bone or some prescription medication? What you may not know is that under those circumstances, you could be granted temporary access to Reno County Area Specialized Transportation Services. Our CAT is first come, first served, safe, affordable public transportation that's here to help. Call 694-2913 for information.
Well, a great start to the second half from a Blue Dragon standpoint. The Dragons still trail 17-10, but a nice drive by Hutchinson. That drive covered 77 yards. On the Blue Dragons, we were talking about their problems with third down. The touchdown came on a 3rd down and 9.
The leading receiver on the year, Jalen Irwin, able to bring that one in. 6th touchdown on the season. Not a lot of space to fit that football in there, and Forrest did it.
Nice debut here in this game by Eric Forrest. Young man from Lawrenceville, Georgia, getting a chance, and so far making the best of it. Hutchinson kickoff is high, not very deep. Fumbled at the 15-yard line, picked up on the bounce at the 20, and all of a sudden, an outstanding return, and still on his feet, spinning and taking it all the way across midfield. A spectacular return by Carlos Thompson. I'll tell you what, this young man from Houston, Texas, is dynamic.
Well, he looked like a pinball right there. He fumbled the football and finally got a hold of it at the 20. You thought the Blue Dragons were going to make that play, and he just kept spinning and bouncing off people, took it all the way into Blue Dragon territory at the Hutchinson 46, 1st and 10.
It was almost dizzying just to watch him bounce around that much.
Again, Glenn Sideline Reports brought to you by Oliver's Beef and Brew, by Jackson Meat, and by Ty Cahoon Kinesiology. So Butler, after watching the Blue Dragons score on their opening possession of 46, with Malik Henry in the shotgun, loads it up, throws it out on the right side. The catch is made. That's Mr. Tillman again. He only had 4 catches coming into this game. He has I think that's either his 4th or 5th in this game. It is a pickup of about 8 or 9 on 1st down.
Witherspoon on the stop.
2nd down 1 at the Hutchinson 37-yard line. Dragon defense called on to see if they can turn away this drive and keep Hutchinson in position to get the game tied. Running play, and it's going to be a 1st down run, strong run off the left side that results in a gain of 6 or 7 down to the 30-yard line. Again, Rakeem Boyd. He is tough to bring down.
Well, there you see more of what this Pirate offense likes to do. Get yourself into 2nd and short and convert a 1st down on the ground.
At the Hutchinson 30-yard line. Dragons at the moment within 7. Henry again goes out in the flat. The catch is made, and there's that nice gain on 1st down. They just keep throwing it out to the sideline. And the pickups are in that 6, 7, or 8-yard category. That one is about 7.
They actually got it knocked away. Witherspoon knocked that one away at the last second.
Wow, I thought he had it in his hands. Sorry about that. So from a Hutchinson standpoint, a very good result. Should have been caught, probably, but it was not. So it is a 2nd and long. Henry tosses it, and it is broken up by the Blue Dragons. Ball popped up high in the air, but it hit the ground first. So it's incomplete, and all of a sudden it's 3rd down and 10, and a golden opportunity for Hutchinson right here.
Well, that was almost an opportunity for Kelvin Clemens to get a big pick, and we're seeing the Blue Dragons read Henry a little bit better. Witherspoon almost had a jump on the last pass. Sometimes you go to the well one too many times, you're going to get caught.
You keep throwing those passes to the sideline, you get one of those picked off, it can go the distance the other direction. 3rd down 10 at the Hutchinson 30-yard line. Henry drops back, 3-step drop, now being chased, rolling to his right. A little bit of room to run, now throws it upfield, caught inside the 10-yard line. I'll tell you what, he buys time and then he delivers it right on target. I mean right on target. And it is pulled in by Marquise King, and all of a sudden it is 1st and goal at the Hutchinson 5-yard line.
Well, the officials had to even check. Malik Henry almost looked like he was going to pull that one down and threw it just at the last second before he crossed the line of scrimmage.
Kid is impressive, really impressive, and he's got some outstanding receivers. Now, from 5 yards away, tries to draw the Dragons offside. Might have gotten it done. Free play, ball fumbled, and It is recovered by the Blue Dragons, but it won't matter because Hutchinson obviously offside, unless by some chance there was motion that I did not see. Offside Hutchinson, it'll be half the distance to the goal line, so move the ball down to halfway between the 2 and the 3 yard line. First down all over again for the Pirates, who look to be about ready to regain the 2-touchdown advantage that they enjoyed at the halftime break. Boyd is the running back. He likely will get the carry. He is hard to stop. There's the snap, and they hand it off to Boyd. Boyd works left, down close, but short of the goal line. He's down at about the 1/2 yard line. Blue Dragon defense has been tough. Got that goal line stand right at the end of the first half that was notified immediately as the Dragons got a bad snap and resulting in a safety. Had to kick it to the Pirates, and they turned it into a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. Second down and goal from a yard away. Quarterback keeps, finds a little hole, slips into the end zone for a touchdown. Malik. And Butler makes it 3-10 with a touchdown of their own. In big part by the outstanding kick return by Carlos Thompson. Now the Pirates will go for the traditional 1-point conversion, which, if successful, would restore that 14-point lead that Independence had to open the second half. Kicker is the quarterback, Malik Henry, does so effectively.
Well, and that's those duplicate numbers that you get.
There you go.
Alabagia kicks that one through.
Yep.
Missed 4 extra points on the season, but knocks that one down easily.
Thank you for catching me with that. And it is a 24-10 score, 7:52 to go. We're just about halfway through the third quarter. We return with more after this.
If you listen to the radio or watch TV, you probably realize you could be in for a real shock when you get your next heating bill. E&M Plumbing has the solution with the Rude 90-plus modulating gas furnace. Efficiency ratings of 94% and above could mean 30 to 40% savings on heating costs. And it's so quiet, you'll wonder if it's even running at all. E&M's regular service and Rude's reputation for reliability are your answers for high energy costs. For no obligation answers, call E&M Plumbing, your Rude dealer for the Hutchinson area.
Welcome back into Independence on Country 102.9, Hutchinson's Country Station on KHUT and KWBW 1450 AM and 98.5 FM, where Hutchinson comes to talk.
Well, Independence Pirates on top of the Blue Dragons, 24-10. Still a long ways to go in this one. The Hutchinson offense showed signs of life, but Independence with an answering touchdown. Poor kick is going to go out of bounds, and that will leave the Blue Dragons with the option to have them re-kick it or with good field position.
Guys, I've been watching Jason Brown. I'm not sure I would want to be a coach and have a camera in my face every waking moment. The whole game, there's a cameraman for Netflix there in his face. I'm not sure that would, I wouldn't do it.
Hey, even pick a burger in peace.
And they even had a little segue earlier before the game. He was bopping around on down there.
The Dragons are going to have them kick it again. I'm a little bit surprised.
Yeah, you get a few options off of that, and they just feel like that's the better of the three.
Well, we'll see if it pays off. The kick this time will come from the 30-yard line. Hutchinson hoping for a big run back, obviously.
2-touchdown deficit, 24-10. Indy on top with 7:52 to go here in the third, and possibly get a big return.
None of these kickers have been able to kick it real deep on this cold night. That football a little bit harder than it is usually. Ball's not carrying particularly far. We'll see if it works. Hutchinson's deep guy standing at the 15-yard line. Here comes the kickoff, and it's a line drive, fielded inside the 20, and brought out to the 25, to the 27, 28-yard line. So, as it turns out, they would have been better off taking the penalty. But still decent field position. The Hutchinson offense comes out there with half the third quarter yet to play. And the Dragons trailing Independence 24-10.
Another opportunity to see Eric Forrest. We'll see if they kind of set something up with that run game like they were able to the last time, and then maybe try to strike downfield with another long throw.
Yeah, that run game was really effective with B.J. Emmons out there, and he is the running back.
And the thing that Glenn pointed out, Dominic Taylor is the center.
Dragons had a lot of problems with snaps in that first half. Forrest back in the shotgun, loads it up, throws it short. Catch made across the 30-yard line by Blue Dragon Nigel Moore.
Moore, just his second catch of the season, and the first one really for positive yardage.
It's a pickup of 2 yards. But again, every time Eric Forrest completes a pass, you can see he gains a little bit of confidence. Blue Dragons in that drive that led to a touchdown starting the third quarter picked up a lot of good yardage on first down. This time, not so much. They give it to Emmons, and Emmons with a nice cut and bulling his way forward. First down, Emmons just won't go down all the way out front to the 45-yard line, and all kinds of flags fly, and the Dragons are going to get 15 yards on top of a 13-yard run by B.J. Emmons.
All of a sudden, WWE broke out, Darren. Is a big slam on Emmons on the Indy sideline, and he's fine. He went right back at there. He's ready to go for some more.
Well, he had 3 guys already wrapped up around him. He was well in the white of the sideline, and Emmett Gooden, again, remember he had that hit on Cam Jones in the first half, gets another personal foul.
What a run by Emmons. He has really come out here in the second half and showing us what he is capable of.
Well, he put that foot in the ground, and he did it very dramatically, didn't he? He put that right foot down.
Yeah, he broke an ankle just about, looked like.
Yeah, his head went with it, and he was able to get by the defender closest to him. It was Logan Schaefer that was just stuck in the turf after that move.
Emmons now with 83 yards rushing in this football game, much of it coming here in the second half. In fact, almost all of it. Dragons fake the reverse. Forrest wants to throw, and it is knocked down incomplete.
Left it just a little short of Watson the fourth to be able to get to. Interesting, you had 2 tight ends on that side with Lumpkin and Watson, both in the vicinity for eligible receivers.
So it is a second down and 10 for the Blue Dragons at the 40-yard line. Hutchinson trailing 24-10. 6:38 left in that third quarter clock. Rusty Hills, Darren Dunn, Glenn Grunwald with you. It is late night from Independence, Kansas. Forrest fumbles the snap, retrieves it, hands it off to Emmons, and Emmons trying to make something out of nothing. Can't quite get back to the line of scrimmage. Another fumble.
It's almost as if he had just kind of the point of the ball as he turned to kind of pitch it, and it just slipped right out.
So it is third down and 11. And the Blue Dragons have had a lot of mishandled snaps. Some of them the fault of the quarterback, but many of them the fault of the snapper. Trips left for the Dragons on third down 11. Hutchinson needs another third down conversion. Haven't had many the last 2 weeks. From the gun, Eric Forrest has time, loads it up, throws it out in the flat. It is caught, and it is close to a first down.
I think you might have got it.
And I think they're going to give it to the Blue Dragon receiver. That was Jawan Johnson that pulled it in. Dragons pick up a third down conversion and keep the drive alive at the 30-yard line.
Well, he lowered his head right into 2 Pirates, Chris Wilson and Michael Bowe, and both of them, upon contact, had him stop short, and he was able just to drive through him to the stick.
Blue Dragons down 2 scores, looking promising on this drive. Let's see if they can pick up positive yardage on first down. This time Forrest is under center. Hands off, new runner, that's Desmond Jackson. He steps out of a tackle, steps out of another one, and picks up 8, maybe 9 yards on the first down run. Blue Dragon bevy of running backs right now getting it done.
Bobby Bruce laid a big hit on Jackson, but Jackson just bounced right out of it, made Bruce look a little bit silly.
He really did. It bounced right off of him and was able to turn it up, pick up a 9 on the play, second down and 1 or a long one.
Blue Dragons have the ball at the 21-yard line of the Pirates. This time, Eric Forrest goes under center. Hands off. Jackson with a hole up the middle. Jackson with a burst to the 10, to the 5. Touchdown, Blue Dragons. Boy, the Blue Dragon offense looking good right now. It has scored twice here in the second half. And again, the Dragons, with a successful conversion coming up, would be within a touchdown and an extra point.
Your fourth Blue Dragon running back that's been in there. We've had Otis in there. We've had Deshaun Waller. We've had and a nice job right there by Jackson. He exploded into the end zone for 21 yards out.
His fourth rushing touchdown on the year.
Extra point by Niemeyer. He missed it. It hit the left upright and ricochets away. So the Blue Dragons do not get within 7. If they get another touchdown, they'll have to go for 2 to get the game tied. But Hutchinson with lots of life here in the offense in the third quarter, which still has 4:34 to go, 24-16. We're back with more after this.
No time to fix breakfast? Just call us at Anchor Away 662-3100 and we'll have it ready for you. Choose from our selection of breakfast burritos, biscuits, or one of our 5 different complete breakfast plates. Breakfast from 7 to 10:30, Monday through Saturday. If you missed us for breakfast, we're here for lunch and dinner too. Pick up your favorite Mexican dinner or take some home for the family. We're open till 9. That's Anchor Away, drive-through, carry-out, and catering under the water tower at B&. Adams in Hutchinson, 662-3100.
Well, the missed extra point by Luke Niemeyer, his first miss after going 34 of 34. But the Blue Dragons with 2 third-quarter touchdowns back in contact, at least with the Pirates.
Good answer of that Pirate touchdown that they got, although they got that plus the extra point. But still a nice answer by the Blue Dragons with 4:34 to go here in the third period, down 24-16.
Chewy Parga will kick off for the Blue Dragons. Booms it deep. And it bounces down. It handled at the 1-yard line. They're going to bring it back out. And they are dangerous, but this time it is Carlos Thompson being smacked down inside the 15-yard line. I'll tell you what, Mr. Parga has got quite a leg.
Yeah, and isn't that what Coach told you at the beginning of the year? Despite the injury, probably one of the strongest legs of the kickers on the team.
Well, he had an injury. He got a piece of metal in his stomach that he was recovering from early on. But he appears to be healed up just fine. And at least tonight, he appears to have a little more range than any of the other kickers that we have seen in this game. So the Pirates getting a challenge from the Dragons start at their own 13-yard line. Malik Henry has gone the distance at quarterback and been very, very solid. He loads it up, and this time, as he releases it, somebody might have got a hand on it. It was intended on the left sideline for Carlos Thompson, couldn't get to it.
Yeah, seemed to fit. Sometimes on those timing patterns, somebody's off by just a touch, and you get a wide.
Yeah, Tremont came around from that left side. Just a little bit.
For the second and 10. Boyd is down for a loss. Nice penetration on the right side by the Dragon defense.
Well, that's good to see, especially knowing that Pirates came into this one averaging 132 yards on the ground and already had 131 in the first half.
4 minutes to go in the third quarter of this football. About 13 or 14 for Independence. Quarterback rolling to his right. Loads it up, throws it downfield, long, throws it out of everybody. Man, he threw that thing 55, 60 yards and didn't look like he had to work hard to do it, but it was a little too long.
Kid's got an arm. He really, truly has an arm. He can throw the footballs, most of the time pretty accurate. He's a talent.
But the Dragon defense does the job, and it'll be the Pirates punting from the vicinity of their 8 or their 9-yard line. Dragons already have one block in this game. Would they come after the punter one more time? Why not?
Keep in mind they also have a running into the punter, so got to be careful of that.
Yeah, don't want that kind of a penalty. Paul Wolf talking about shot clocks, but not till Wednesday.
Yeah, not till Wednesday. A little early right there. By the way, that we do have a couple games on Wednesday. The guys we will have live for you, but the girls will be announced on the screen.
Not a long punt. Forrest under center. He's going to throw it. Throws it in the back of the end zone, too tall. Well, good idea, but now all of a sudden it is fourth down.
Shannon was back there. He had the corner to himself, but it was thrown well over him. And nice idea, like you said, but
to get a touchdown and a two-point conversion tie. Try to get a Niemeyer field goal out of this thing. The kick is head on almost from 20 yards out. Hold is good. The kick is up. It's a bullet right down the middle. And the Blue Dragons continue their outstanding third period with the field goal that makes it 24-19. Hutchinson's kickoff after this.
Tech Wireless. Save up to $60 a month with plans like our new Unlimited Everything Lite. Get 2 lines with unlimited talk, text, and data for only $100 a month. That's 2 lines, unlimited data, only $100. It's time to say goodbye to your carrier and say hello to something better. Next Tech Wireless.
Well, the Blue Dragons with a couple of touchdowns and a field goal third quarter to a single touchdown for the Pirates. And as a result, a lot better than it did at halftime when Hutchinson trailed 17-3. Hutchinson within 5 with still a minute 24 to go in the third quarter.
It still play pretty well, and now it's getting help from this offense. Once those two worlds come together, it's going to be a tough Blue Dragon team to stop.
Maybe a coincidence, but Eric Forrest has been the quarterback here in the third quarter. Cam Jones went the distance in the first half. But the Blue Dragons have really responded to Eric Forrest. Parga's kick this time will be taken at about the 7-yard line. Brought out quickly to the 10. They're running laterally, now trying to make a cut, and the Dragons are going to get great field position. When you start trying to get to the edge on those kick returns, sometimes it works and you look brilliant. Other times you run laterally and you get cut down way inside the 25-yard line. This one they're going to put down at the 14. Dragon defense comes back out on the field. They have been pretty good here in the third quarter. Gave up one score, but they've watched their offense get in gear. And a defense that sees the offense perform.
Clemens is a few yards down the field.
40-yard line. Tremendous throw, tremendous catch. This quarterback can really deliver it on target. Now he goes back to the run, and a little slant off the left side will net about 3.5 for Rakeem Boyd.
And sometimes all you have to do.
crowd wanted interference, but that would have been a stretch. They were trying to find Tillman working down the field. And I just marvel at the arm that Malik Henry demonstrates.
Receiver up around the neck. He'll pull him back just a little bit. That's when the official stops the play.
It's about 30 yards that the Pirates need on fourth down. Hutchinson on the short end, 24-19 at the moment. Malik Henry takes the snap. He drops back. He's going to throw it long. Floats it out there. Chance just out of the reach of the intended receiver. Well thrown, but it about 1 foot too far for Tillman to get to it.
Yeah, that's been his favorite receiver in this game, and he just couldn't quite adjust to it in time to try to pull that one down.
So the Pirates will have to punt.
13:30 to go in the
John Waller and all of them came back on penalty flags.
Pretty good punt. Dragons make a fair catch at the 33-yard line. So the Hutchinson offense comes out on the football field with a chance to take the lead for the first time in this game if they can put together a 67-yard scoring drive. 13:24 remains in this football game. Now they move it up to the 34-yard line. Eric Forrest has done a dandy job. The Blue Dragons have played with a lot of inspiration on offense here in the second half. And now they'll try to get the lead back. B.J. Emmons is the running back. He has been very good in the second half. Forrest hands it off to Emmons, and Emmons makes a little bit of a hole, and then he's pushed back. Took the handoff about 40 than he did. Winds up being a gain of only a yard or two.
Right up in the face of a Pirate.
Dragon was closer to it than anybody, but not able to pull it in. Michael Withers.
Well, right. Like we're on that
I
play.
thought for a second he was. You're exactly right, but not able to get to it.
So it is a third down, and that might have been the turnaround that the Dragons needed. But now the next best thing would be to contain this play to less than 8 yards and perhaps get the ball back via the punt. 10 minutes, 22 seconds remain. 24-19 Indy. Low snap, fielded nicely, thrown out in the flat, caught for a first down to the Hutchinson 40-yard line. Boy, I tell you what, phenomenal job of throwing the football around the field. That time it was Carlos Thompson that caught it. He had 31 catches coming into the game. That's a big one right there. It moves the chains.